Okay, friends, just a little friendly advice, especially to the younger fellas here. Uh, do yourself a favor and listen to older fellas. Uh, the older people can contribute a whole lot to you, and even older people, us older fellas, need to be listening more to our own intuitions and our own knowing what's right and wrong. I bought a washer and a dryer, and I had the manufacturer service rep come out here and set it up. And he vented the dryer part of it completely wrong, and I knew he was venting it wrong when he came out here and argued with him about it. And an old man, am going to have to pull the washer dryer out, and it's in one unit, so it's huge and it's very heavy. Uh, and it's one of those double combos under over, and I'm gonna have to revent it myself. And shame on me for not standing up more to that and doing what I needed to do. So I just wanted to tell all the younger people out here, listen to the older guys. There's nothing newer. There's nothing better. There's not a better way to do things, especially in sports. I can just give you a sentence of truth confirming this. If you go back and you watch any sport in the 60s and the 70s, especially the boxing, these guys were pounders. And today you got presses. So it went from pounders to presses. I can about blink my eyes, and that's how quick it happened. I knew it would be an eternity looking back for you younger folks. But just listen. I've often gave the example, the where I was living, the house I was living in before I moved to Columbia. I would sit out back, and we had a big deck and a swimming pool back there, and back behind we had our high school football team's practice field was on further behind, so I could be back there and sit on the deck or be in the pool, and I'd watch the boys practice. And they went about through half the season, and I was sitting out there one day that went through half the season losing, lost every game, and I was sitting out back one day, and I thought, enough is enough of this. And I went down there and I expressed to them boys, this bullshit stops today. Everything's going to change for you. And just superseded the head coach and the assistant coaches, and just started really grilling in on these boys and working these boys. The head coach and the position coaches knew more about the game than I did, but unfortunately they did not know how to win like I do. And those boys won the rest of those games. I show up on a Tuesday, Friday they start winning. And they kept winning till the end of the season. And that's everything I do, everything that I touch involved with sports. And but even in other areas of life, I want to encourage you to listen to the older folks and the ones that have more experience. My uncle was a Major League Baseball player. My cousin was a Major League Baseball player. We have Atlantic Coast Conference college football, baseball players in my family, We have, I've got 4 cousins that won the Golden Gloves in my home state. We succeed around here. I was the smallest mid-state linebacker ever to be chosen as mid-state, and I was pretty decent little boxer, and great in track, great in everything I did, the baseball, everything, because I pushed the limits, and I was never the biggest, the strongest. In some occasions I was the fastest, but I was never the biggest nor the strongest fella. But I typically out-hustled everybody, and it was bred in me to win and to work hard. And today you're not seeing this, you're not seeing careful thought going into many things. A lot of people will be, this is the next new great boxing trainer, and I always say hogwash to that, and it is hogwash. Oh, well, this guy's going to be one of the greatest coaches. No. And as a matter of fact, the guy that most of you folks typically look at as the greatest football coach, Bill Belichick, that's been coaching the Patriots for now on millennia, he came from a really great football coach, Ted Marchibroda, and Bill started out as the coffee boy for Ted Marchibroda. Didn't know shit about football. And he learned from one of the greatest minds of the game, and became what he became. And that's what you got to do. Everything takes time. Now I want you to imagine, Bill, get your ass across the street to the 7-Eleven and pick my coffee up. Bill, go down and pick my dry cleaning up. Bill, go for this. Bill was a gopher. And look what that turned into, because he applied himself and he meticulously thought as he was working all those years as a nobody. And that's what you got to do. You got to start from somewhere. And there's a plethora of other things. My next door neighbor, 2 doors down, was Trader Jack McKeon, who coached the Cincinnati Reds, the San Diego, managed, I'll say, the Cincinnati Reds, the San Diego Padres, and took the Florida Marlins to a world pennant. And these are people that were in my life, disciplined me, didn't candy me, and that's what you boys need more than anything else. You need to be tough. You need to toughen up. If you're getting bullied at school, sometimes some people need to go to a teacher and to mom and dad and things like that. There are exceptions, but the general rule is get your fanny in the school and take care of that guy. Take care of him within reason. Go to a gym. Learn how to defend yourself. Get yourself tough, because there's going to be a day you ain't going to have a mom and dad to go to. There's going to be a day where there's no teacher to go to, no principal, and no one's going to care, including the police themselves, who are nothing more than a bunch of high school losers and weirdos that are narcissists and psychopaths, and that's the reason why they become officers. And so there'll be times and moments in your life, and really that's why the world, men of the world, are not standing up to this craziness that's going on in this world now. It's because they were not raised as men. And the weirdos, the losers, are the ones sitting in charge of us all, and we're not standing up to it as vigorously as we need to. So that's my little rant for today. Buckle up, push forward, work hard, and win. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. And that's the way we need to be thinking instead of handing every participant a trophy. That's a motivation killer. So grow up good, grow up strong, grow up healthy, stay off drugs, and while the rest of the jackasses are out there goofing off, you be working, whether it's your academics, boxing, football, baseball, whatever it is. If it's basketball, be on the court shooting hoops on Saturday evenings. Joe's been spending his Saturday evenings, instead of running around with the goofwads and the idiots and the silly boys, he's been spending it in the gym doing extra work. And to he who is develops the most backbone and works the hardest, to he goes the spoils. You can have all the talent in the world, you're going to run up on somebody and they're going to hit you, and you're going to be like every other fight you see on TV or the internet. You're going to take a knee and you're going to quit. So develop your character, develop your content, and pick yourself up by the bootstraps and continue when you get knocked down instead of crying when you get knocked down.